So what do you want first? The good news or the bad news? Bad news first. Good choice. Always choose bad news first. Bad news starts with the community garden project. Had the Kittanning Borough Council meeting last night. They opened up the bids for the community garden, and we were outbid by quite a lot. So we did not win the bid for the community garden. I really appreciate everyone who donated to the project, and rest assured, we will start looking for a new spot to put the community garden here very, very soon. So stay tuned for that. Obviously, that's quite disappointing, not the result we were hoping for, but we have to just assume that God has a better plan for us. And I've already had some discussion for some different properties, and so we'll begin to search and to come up with hopefully an even better solution long term. Because now we know that there's hundreds of you out there that are in support of a community garden, and so we want to try to make that dream happen, and hopefully we can get it in a place where we know that it can stay for a long, long time. So that's your bad news, but hopefully it's not bad news forever. It's just bad news short term. Now for the great news. If you follow the channel throughout 2019, many of you remember Drug and Alcohol Commission and their efforts to purchase the First Church of God on Woodward Avenue, and the kind of community uproar that happened through that whole process. And we went through that in multiple different discussions, but they ultimately decided not to continue to pursue the purchase of the First Church of God. And we actually got contacted a few weeks back by Pastor Nick. He invited us to submit an offer, or to submit a bid as Living Water Church. And the great news for today is that bid has been accepted. And so we are now marching towards our efforts to complete the purchase of this wonderful building. Try to find some lights here. That's better. So those of you familiar with our church right now, we have approximately 70 to 80 seats available in our church. And so when we come in here and we see, spots for 200 or so, 225 or so on the bottom, and then a balcony that can fit another couple dozen people, we're very, very excited to have, the opportunity to bring triple the amount of people into the church than we can currently. Plus, look at all the stained glass, and look at this beautiful one up here. There's a couple other things in here that we're really excited about. Got this beautiful office too, I can see myself working in here every now and again. Our current church, we have a children's room and a nursery, which you've seen in previous videos, but this church has basically an entire children's wing, and so we're talking 7 full classrooms here, so we can do classes for different age groups. We can connect so many more children from the community, and we can connect so many more volunteers than we currently can as well. And so it's very exciting when you think about how many kids can we reach for the next generation in Kittanning. The classrooms are like full-size classrooms, and they all have bathrooms attached. Just a game-changing type of facility for us. Kind of feels like an infomercial, but it's like, but wait, there's more. There's also this large fellowship hall, full commercial kitchen, like the whole deal here. Isn't that exciting? It's awesome. And then you have, on top of all of that, as if that weren't enough, you have like parking lot for days. If you guys know our parking situation at Living Water, we have literally 4 spots behind the church, which are not very easily accessible to get in. We have like 3 spots that would be street parking in front of the church. But there's probably, I don't know, I would guess there's about 100 here. There's also lots of other usable spaces in this church, different offices and meeting rooms and that kind of stuff. Plus there's a full parsonage here as well. What's so exciting about that for me is we look at every seat in the church is an opportunity to change a life. And so if we have triple the amount of seats, we're talking about triple the amount of potential lives changed for us as Living Water Church. And that just gets me pumped up. Not only that, but if you look, we've always kind of prided ourselves. We've been a small church, but I feel like we've been small but mighty through programs like Summer of Serve and leading things like the community garden and trying to make positive changes in the community. Well, if we do end up with triple the people and triple the volunteers, then we're going to be able to have triple the impact and be able to accomplish our goals with triple the speed. And so we don't know exactly what that's going to look like over the coming months and over the coming years, but man, the potential, just the potential. So if you can't tell, I'm pretty excited. I was honestly shocked to get the call from Pastor Nick telling me that Drug and Alcohol Commission had pulled out of the process and that they wanted us to come and make a bid. And we are just so incredibly excited for what this could mean for the future of Living Water Church. And I'm just honestly hoping that Drug and Alcohol Commission, whatever they have planned, that their plans will work out and that they'll be able to accomplish the goals that they have, because we're genuinely hoping that they can succeed in their mission in town as well. That being said, there may be some disappointment there from DAC and from their supporters, and I certainly understand that. We experienced something similar a couple years ago with the high school. You guys might remember when we had tried to purchase that and we were denied at that point in time. And so certainly understand the disappointment. And we're kind of feeling a little bit of that now with the community garden too. But something that's been very comforting to me over these past couple years is a scripture in Romans chapter 8. It says this, "And we know that for those who love God, all things work together for good, for those who are called according to his purposes." And we don't always see it in the moment. We don't see it when that initial disappointment happens. But God is working in the background, and sometimes we're disappointed because our plan didn't work, but he has a greater plan in mind. And we're looking at this building as, honestly, as an answer to prayer. We've been looking to make a move into a bigger space for quite some time, and now we've had that opportunity. And so I know I've said it over and over again, but we are incredibly excited. We're excited not only for Living Water Church and what that could mean for us and for our neighborhood, but we're also excited for Church of God. They recently built their new building out on 422, and they are growing and expanding, and we couldn't be happier for them as well. And even for the things right now that look like disappointments, like the community garden, and if Drug and Alcohol Commission, if you're disappointed, we are genuinely praying that God's perfect plan is going to be revealed over time. And these momentary disappointments are ultimately going to turn into new celebrations here in the near future. We don't have the exact timelines for when we're going to close on the building and when we're going to have our first service and all that kind of stuff, but it'll be coming over the next couple weeks worth of videos, and so stay connected to the channel. If you're looking for a place to come and join in worship, it's a really exciting time to be a part of Living Water Church. And stay tuned, because the purchase of this building is not the end, okay? This is the beginning of something new, something bigger, something better than we've had planned even up to now, and so it's only going to get better and more exciting from here, my friends. I love you all. I genuinely appreciate your prayers, appreciate all of your support. There are brighter days ahead, my friends. See you in the next one.